All right, so you've probably seen it everywhere, right? Growth mindset, job postings, LinkedIn, even your performance review,
Oh, yeah, it's a big buzzword these days.
for sure. But we're going to try to cut through the noise and figure out what it actually means and how to develop one.
Sounds like a plan.
We're looking at this article from Purdue Global. What is a growth mindset and how can you develop one?
Hmm.
But before going to the full video, looking to boost your online security and streamline your work? Meet GoLogin, the ultimate tool for managing multiple accounts effortlessly. GoLogin is the best browser for multi-accounting. With GoLogin, you can protect your privacy and handle tasks like digital marketing, data collection, and testing in secure, isolated browser environments. Whether you're working remotely, managing multiple social media profiles, or running ad campaigns, GoLogin has you covered. So why wait? Take control of your online presence and sign up for GoLogin today. Experience seamless browsing with safety and ease. Now, back to the topic.
Great article. It really gets to the heart of it.
Totally.
Yeah.
So they define growth mindset as believing that your abilities can be developed.
Right. Through hard work and dedication, you're not just stuck with a fixed amount of talent. You can always learn.
And that's the big difference between a growth mindset and a fixed mindset, right?
Exactly. Someone with a fixed mindset might see a challenge.
Oh, like learning a new coding language or something.
Yeah, exactly. And just think, nope, not a tech person. Can't do it.
Right.
They move up before they even start.
Right, right.
But someone with a growth mindset, they see that same challenge and they think, okay, this is an opportunity for me to stretch my abilities, learn new skills, and become a better coder.
Oh, I love that. Like, I'm not a coder yet.
Exactly. It's all about that yet. And there's actually research that shows this.
Really?
Oh, yeah. The OECD found that students with a growth mindset, they not only get better grades,
No way.
but they're also happier and more satisfied overall.
So it's not just about, like, getting ahead. It's about your well-being, too.
It's about a whole way of approaching life and learning.
And the workplace, too, right?
Mhm.
Because Harvard Business Review, they found that managers see their growth-minded employees as more innovative, more collaborative.
Yeah, they're even seen as potential leaders more often.
Okay, so now I'm really curious. What is it about this mindset that makes such a difference in the workplace?
Well, I think it comes down to resilience. If you believe you can always learn and improve, you're not going to be as afraid of setbacks. You're more likely to take on challenges, seek feedback, and even admit when you need help. All those things are super important in today's world.
Absolutely. And the article also talks about how people with a growth mindset, they view mistakes differently,
Oh, for sure. Mistakes aren't failures, they're learning experiences.
right? Like opportunities to grow.
Exactly.
Okay, so the article gives like 10 tips for developing a growth mindset.
Yeah, it's pretty comprehensive.
We can't get to all of them, but maybe we can pick out a couple.
Sure, yeah.
One that stuck out to me was focus on your positive actions rather than traits.
Oh, that's a good one.
I feel like that's a good way to kind of shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset.
Absolutely. It's about changing your self-talk, right? So instead of saying like, oh, I'm just not a creative person,
Yeah,
you can say, okay, what actions can I take to be more creative? Like brainstorming with colleagues or taking a class to learn a new skill.
right. Yeah. So it's not about like some innate ability that you're just stuck with.
Right. It's about what you do.
You take ownership of your growth.
Exactly. And another tip, this one I really like, is embrace challenges.
Ooh, that's a tough one.
I know, right? It sounds counterintuitive,
Because we all just want to stay in our comfort zones.
but challenges are actually opportunities for growth.
Oh, for sure.
Think about it. If you're learning a new language
Yeah.
and you just keep practicing the same basic phrases, you're never going to become fluent.
You got to push yourself, right?
Exactly. It's when you start having those awkward conversations, making mistakes, trying to use more complex grammar.
That's when the real learning happens.
That's when you really start to improve.
It's like when you finally nail that difficult chord on the guitar.
Yeah. Or you finally solve that tricky coding problem.
That feeling of accomplishment.
It's worth the struggle.
Totally. And those struggles build resilience.
Exactly, which is a key benefit of a growth mindset.
Right. And the article even mentions how students with growth mindsets, they reframe their mistakes.
Oh yeah, they'll say things like, this is an opportunity to get creative with problem solving.
I like that.
Or, I'm not giving up.
It's so true, though. Like, even the biggest discoveries, sometimes they come from mistakes.
Oh, absolutely.
Like Alexander Fleming and penicillin.
Oh, the classic example.
It was a lab accident, a contaminated petri dish.
And it led to one of the most important medical breakthroughs ever.
Like, can you imagine if he'd just seen that dish and thought, ugh, failure,
Right. He would have missed out.
thrown it away and we wouldn't have penicillin?
It's a perfect example of how a growth mindset can help us see setbacks as potential breakthroughs.
So it's not just about working hard. It's about being open to those unexpected opportunities.
Yeah, learning from your mistakes, embracing the journey, even when it takes you in unexpected directions.
And that brings us back to those job postings we were talking about.
Right, the ones that always mention growth mindset.
It's not just a buzzword. It's about this set of beliefs and behaviors that lead to success and resilience and innovation. So knowing all this, like, what can our listeners actually do to demonstrate a growth mindset in their work or their studies? It can feel kind of overwhelming though, right? Like, where do you even start?
Yeah, I get that. But even small changes can make a big difference. Like one thing you could do is actively seek out feedback.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, don't wait for your performance review. Go to your manager or colleague and ask for specific input on something you're working on.
So be proactive about it.
Exactly. It shows you're really invested in improving. And when you do get feedback, try to be curious about it.
Instead of defensive.
Yeah, exactly. See it as a learning opportunity. Because it really is, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Easier said than done, though.
For sure. But it's a skill you can develop like anything else. Another thing you could try is volunteering for new challenges.
Ooh, step outside that comfort zone.
Exactly. Take on a project that stretches your skills. Something you haven't done before.
So, like, don't just stick to what you know.
Right. And don't be afraid to ask for help if you need it. It's not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of strength.
It's about recognizing that we all have things to learn.
Exactly. We're all on this learning journey together. And remember, developing a growth mindset, it's not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing process.
It's about constantly choosing to see challenges as opportunities.
And mistakes as feedback.
And your effort as the path to, getting better.
Exactly. It's all about growth.
So as we wrap up our deep dive on the growth mindset, I want to leave our listeners with one final thought. Think about the happy accidents in your life, the unexpected things that happen.
Yeah, those moments where something didn't go as planned.
But maybe you learned something valuable from it.
Like a project that went sideways, but you picked up some new skills along the way.
Hmm.
Or a chance meeting that led to a new opportunity.
See those experiences not as setbacks, but as chances to learn and grow. Because that's what shapes who we are, right?
Absolutely. Every experience, even the tough ones, has something to teach us.
So take some time to think about those happy accidents, those unexpected turns, and see what hidden wisdom you can find.
And remember, keep learning, keep growing, and don't be afraid to embrace those detours along the way.
That's some great advice. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It was my pleasure.